Hello again and welcome. I'm Paul and this is my channel dedicated to the Ultimate Racing League. As usual, sponsored by upshiftstore.co.uk, digitalmotorsports.com and Pineapple Grips. So this is the new Friday Championship coming up for you. We've got round one shortly, two 30-minute races as usual. But there is a change to this championship which is different to last time out. Last time it was a one-make championship. We've got a mixed manufacturer championship now, this time round. 6 rounds, 6 weeks of pure entertainment. So the guys have chosen their cars, or their brands, I should say, that they'll be using throughout the entire championship over the 6 rounds. But there is also a difference in the fact that they will be using a GT3 and a GT4 car on each round. So still the same format as the two 30-minute races, as I said. But the first 30 minutes race would be using the GT4 car, and then they switch over for the second 30-minute race and use the GT3 equivalent. So that's it in a nutshell, really, guys. It should spice things up a little bit more interesting for everybody, including the drivers. So this is the grid going into round one here at Monza in Italy. We've got Chuck in pole position. We've got Jerry Smiles second, Thomas third, Chand in fourth, Paul fifth, Unforgiven sixth, Molson seventh, Too Fast for You in eighth, Prime Machine, one of our guys that have come up from League Two, congrats on that, in ninth, Rodders in 10th and Ginger in 11th. As you can see, everyone with very super soft running, and there's the mix of cars, which you'll get familiar with over the course of the following few weeks. So that's it then. Let's get to that start. Let's get this new season upon us and let's get going. So looking forward to this one, guys. Just keep your eyes on those lights though. Lights coming on now as soon as they go off. And away we go. Turn green. Good start by everybody. Chuck taking, in fact Jerry taking up the lead. So Jerry with the line start in the Genesis. Thomas has gone to second, Chuck's gone back, and poor start for Chuck there in that RCZ. But I'm pretty sure he'll get back up. It's pretty quick once it gets going. It's just the start's pretty poor. So Jerry then takes him away in the Genesis round the chicane at turn one. Follows by Thomas in the Aston Martin in second. Paul's got himself up to third in the Lexus. And then we've got side by side Unforgiven and Chan as they come up there to the second chicane. I don't know the official names here, so you just have to be official, just be chicane 1 and 2. Chan gets through though, so Chan takes up 4th place, Unforgiven in 5th. So there's Chuck, there's your pole position man, all the way back down in 6th. But as I said, he will be going forward in that car. Not the best starter, but it's not a bad goer when it does when it does get going, that is. And then we've got Molson 7th, Prime Machine in 8th, Ginger 9th, there he is in the Subaru, Rodders in the GTR, and Too Fast for You at the back in the Toyota. As I head down that back straight now, let's look at Too Fast for You all over the back of Rodders, looking for a 10th. Can he get him down here? I don't know, if I switch back to the camera, we might be able to find out. There we go, sorry about that. And Too Fast on the outside, though he's not going to go down the outside of Rodders there. No, unless he can get a good run out and get himself right behind him. So they head along this start finish, let's just go and see what's happening. We'll pick these back up in a minute, up front. And there we go, Thomas is attacking Jerry as they come down to turn 1. And I think he's got there, Thomas. Aston Martin, pretty quick. Although Jerry is sticking it out there on the outside, but he's on the inside. But I think Thomas might just have that edge on the power there. It's a good drive out of there, so Thomas then takes up the lead. We've got no reigning champion in tonight, Wadru, the current holder of the Friday Championship title. Couldn't make it tonight here in round 1, so the boys are going to try and take advantage and at least try and get a bit of a head start on him. He will be back. for the next round. Thomas certainly looks like he wants it, and who's that who's picked up the penalty? I think that's Jerry. And this is a very easy, this is a track where you can pick up penalties very easily. It's probably one of the most unforgiving actually, because there's quite a few areas that you can make a lot of time up if you do want to cut them. So they put the penalties in there just to obviously try and stop that from happening. Paul now attacking Jerry. Can he get up the inside? I don't think he's far enough up. No, he's going to step behind him. Jerry's still slowly trying to get off that penalty, but Paul trying to stick with him. Nice Chan, not that far behind us either in the second Aston Martin. Some teams, some drivers also have decided to be in teams, so you're going to see a couple of the same cars out there. They're the teammates. You won't have the same liveries, but they're going to have the same cars. But there's quite a few that are independents as well, Paul being one of them. So head down that start finish all in a row here. Now Paul's in the slip of the two in front. Now what can he do? Can he get a bit of this? Well, he pulls out. I'm not sure if he's got there though. Don't think he has. No, not quite enough in that Lexus, has he? Remember, this is the GT4 category, so not quite as quick as the GT3s, but still great fun. Paul looking each way. Chan, no, he's having a bit of this, watching it behind, seeing if a little slip up and he can just make his way through. But as things stand, he hasn't quite got there yet, has he? Chuck's just put himself up to 5th then, taking Unforgiven, and Chuck slowly getting his way through that field, like I said, in that Peugeot RCZ. Oh, they've all caught up now, and who's that? Is that Chuck who's got the penalty? So yeah, that's the easy place to get it on that chicane. But they've all got up together now. There's a huge train. Paul's got himself up to 2nd actually, so Jerry might have made a little mistake somewhere, unless it was a fair pass by Paul, not sure. But Jerry then, he's gone back to 3rd, and he's got this gang right up his backside. Chan having a look, not quite. Chuck trying to run that penalty off. I don't think he's done it yet, Chuck. No, he's got a little bit left. You're going to stick with him though, but you've got to be careful through that section as well. Easy to get another penalty, or more of the penalty there. Unforgiven then, hanging on the back of these in the BMW. And there goes Chuck, just letting that penalty go. So drops back to 6th then, Chuck. And then we've got Molson trying to do what he can to get onto the back of Chuck, and that will help him. That little penalty does just slow Chuck down a little bit. It's going to give Molson an opportunity to get right up behind him along this start or finish. In theory, the Mercedes should have a little bit more grunt than the Peugeot in front, but the Peugeot's no slouch. And look at that, it's proving him right. Look, Chuck still there in 6th. Good on the brakes is the Merc, but makes a little error there, does Molson. Don't know if there was a little tag there, but just ran himself wide, got himself on the gravel, and that's going to slow him right down. He's put himself into the clutches of Too Fast for Use and Prime Machine. So Too Fast now is going to be attacking Molson. I don't think he's not going to lunge there, no. Going to just sit behind Molson, both of these. Oh, there's a yellow flag up ahead, not sure who that is. And there's someone gone off, and it's Chuck who's gone off in the background. So Chuck with a disaster through the chicane. So not only is he picking up penalties there, he's picking up a load of stones as well from the front of his car, because that's where he's ended up. And in the background, I think that Ginger going off as well. So Too Fast though, being attacked by Prime Machine. He's got to try and keep it on. He just kept it on the black stuff, did Prime Machine, but he's right up behind Too Fast now. Gets into his slip. In 7th place, in 8th place, looking at 7th place. But not enough there at the moment. And I've got Rodders in the GTR in 9th. I think it's his favourite track, Rodders, I've been told, and But the car's certainly quick enough. It's just, it's not the best track. If you either like it or you don't. It's a bit like Marmite, really. And I was right on the back of Prime Machine. Gonna surely get him down the end of this start to finish. So we start lap 5 even. Yeah, he does get him. Gonna get him on the brakes down here. Rodders goes into 8th. Yeah, good pass there. Prime Machine's gonna have a quick look back though, and he does get there. Does he want to move? He does get there. Now, can he keep it there? Oh, a little bit of door to door, but no big dramas. Well, yeah, he does hang it there, and he does keep it there, Prime Machine. Good driving, you two, through there. Easy to get it wrong. Could be in a big pile up there if they weren't careful, but nice and clean, really. Then Ginger in 10th. Just trying his best to keep with them in front. And then Chuck, after, well, a slow start, built himself up, got a penalty, then ran off, and now he's at the back of the field. So an eventful first 9 minutes of his race, that's for sure. And again, just keep it on the track, Chuck. And again, runs wide, really pushing his Chuck, pushing hard his Chuck. But he's got some pushing to do to get himself up into top spots. Talking of which, Chand has got himself up behind his teammate now. So the two Aston Martins are heading up the field. Now they're going to work as a team, presumably. Chand just pushing Thomas along. Now, lock up from Chand, but that was just to avoid hitting his teammate up the backside. But the two Aston Martins then going away with this. Paul down to 3rd. Get himself a little bit isolated. He's trying his best to keep with the two Aston Martins, but at the moment just can't quite get into the slip of anybody. And by the way, another little added feature for this season is the guys' liveries on their cars are all based on their favourite bands or their favourite type of music. So, little sort of insight into their personal lives, other than knowing that they're racers. You now get to know what the kind of music or bands they like in their free time outside of doing this. Some of them are great designs, actually. Some of them really good, and so yeah, just another little feature. Might be something there familiar to some of you other guys out there. But anyway, back to the racing, and Paul's trying his utmost to stick with the two Aston Martins, and he's doing well at the moment, considering they've clearly got a little bit more pace than what he has in that Lexus, but he's got no teammate to help him out as such, which, you know, is his choice, or, you know, he wasn't forced into having one. So, as I say, entirely the driver's choice, really. And Unforgiven, he's got himself up in the 4th place. Strong in that BMW. I think it's one of his favourite cars, is the BMW and the Unforgiven. So, should be getting to grips with that quite nicely. And the other thing to take into consideration, as Joey is back down to 5th, is that these guys will be stepping into their GT3s in the second race of every round, and as a whole new ball game. So it's the equivalent GT3 car, but of course you're going to have more power, more handling, or different handling, and you know, it's going to be a completely different animal. So they've then got to try and adjust to work out how to drive that one round the track as well, immediately after driving the so-called slower car. So, you know, braking distances are going to be different, etc, etc. So, not more to just driving round. And Unforgiven, does he make a mistake? Must have, because Jerry's on him. And Jerry got the inside. Jerry's going to get 4th place, so he has already. There he goes. So Unforgiven just made a little mistake at the chicane there, the second chicane. But he's fighting back. Oh, I was going to say runs wide, but he didn't actually. That was quite a good run out of there. Gets right up the back of Jerry. Tries to get right in the slip. Now peels off, has a look. Is he up there? Unforgiven. Not quite. Tough to get through there without making contact with the car in front. Got to literally be just past the front bumper with your nose, and that's unfortunate. Unforgiven's got a small penalty, just claiming a little bit too much of the outside of the track there, which was illegal in the game's mind. Gets rid of that immediately. He's got no problem with anybody behind him, so can afford to do that really. So he's just got to get back on that power, try to get back on the back of Jerry again. And then Molson in 6th place with Too Fast for Use in 7th. So I think Molson might have actually got past Too Fast there, hasn't he? Because I'm sure he was behind him. Might have been wrong, but Molson then trying to stretch out a bit of a gap in front of Too Fast for Use. That gaudy coloured Merc Molson with his Bob Marley themed car. And we've got Too Fast there. In 7th place. And then there's like a bit of a gap back, so these two are just on their own a little bit. So I've got a bit of a gap in front and then a gap behind, and then we've got Chuck, who's got himself up into 8th, so he's fought back. He was at the back, wasn't he? So he got his way through to 8th. It's a pure pace of the Peugeot there. And he just needs to keep it clean. Don't want to make any more mistakes, does Chuck, and it should be alright to the end. See if he can gain on the two guys in front. And Prime Machine right up behind Chuck as well. In 9th with Rodders, who's caught up with the back of these in 10th place. So halfway through this first race already. It's entertainment is going to be good, I feel, with these different brands of cars, different handling, different speeds, different everything really. So, what a penalty for Rodders. Just picks it up through where the Unforgiven did. So he's got a whole lap to get rid of it, although he'll probably get rid of it straight away like he does there, or pretty much all of it. He's got a little bit left. Gets up the inside of Prime Machine as well. But he has got that small penalty that he just needs to get rid of. Or in fact, he got it at the end of the lap, so he probably could have gone round it again and got rid of that, but decided to get rid of it straight away. It gives Prime the opportunity to get back, so it goes back up to 9th to Prime. Then we've got Ginger, who's now caught up to the back of Rodders because of him having to slow down. So Ginger now, he's got himself into 11th place, hunting down Rodders at the back of the field. Oh, and Ginger, just a bit hot in there, and another yellow flag somewhere. Ginger slides it round, and now what's the yellow flag? Not sure what that was about. Maybe it was, well, I don't know. No one's, seems there, nothing's obvious at the moment, is there? So, not sure. But Rodders then, still in 10th. So let's just have a look at our leaders, see how they're doing. I'd imagine they're still the same, and they are. Look at the gap they're stretching now. In fact, Jerry has got past Paul, so there's your leaders, Thomas and Chand. So no change there really. But Jerry has got past Paul, got himself into 3rd place. So Jerry's finding a bit of pace in that Genesis. Paul will be fighting back to try and get that 3rd place back. That's that podium spot he wants. There's Paul. But Jerry looking pretty quick in that car at the moment, isn't he? Down to 6th gear. Now should drop it down 2 or 3 gears down to 3rd, I would have thought. There you go. Go around that final bend. Quickly back on the power, up the gearbox. Across the line. Start lap 10. Now Paul's not close enough to attack Jerry, too far back. But I've got a feeling these guys are going to be battling out to the end. The two teammates out in front, as we know, they're not going to be battling each other, are they? But they'll just be helping each other. So Paul then trying to cling on to the back of Jerry. Unforgiven, becoming isolated a bit. He's trying to get onto those two as well, but kind of on his own a little bit now. In 5th place. And after this round, I believe we visit the world famous Mount Panorama in Australia, Bathurst, just outside of New South Wales. So I've got a big trip across from Italy to Australia for the next round. But it's a magnificent venue, great place, and it's going to be all action over there with these cars for sure. So Unforgiven in 5th. Too fast now, he's got past Molson, but Molson looks like he's fighting back, and he's just pulled out the slipstream. Is surely going to get in. Molson does. Gets up the inside, good pass by Molson. Can he keep it there? I think he can. Just got to be careful through there, not to take too much off the outside of that section. Looks like everyone's clean through there. Chuck now, he's got himself onto the back of that Peugeot. He's quick. I keep saying it. And remember, this is just the GT4 version. So what's the GT3 is going to be like? Well, stick around and find out. And remember, if you like these videos and want more of them, just click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll get them on as quick as I can. So Molson then, still holding off too fast in 7th, Chuck now in 8th. So a little 3-car battle emerging. Oh, and Squiggly from too fast. He's going to lose a place, surely he does. There you go, Chuck's through to 7th then. So Chuck through to 7th. After a little error by too fast. Just got it a little bit too hot through that chicane, lost the back end. Did well to control it, but slowed him down big time. So Chuck now attacking Molson, trying to get that 6th place. Meanwhile, Brian Machine in 9th. He would have seen that little mistake by too fast ahead of him. He'd be thinking, okay, let's see if I can catch him. A bit of a gap in front of him. He's got a little way to go before he can get onto the back of him, and he's been attacked now by Rodders as well, so he's going to be feeling the pressure soon from behind. Rodders in the Queen tribute car. Down, hard on the brakes. 3rd gear. Power on and away you go, up the gearbox, here we go, 5th gear. Rodders though just can't quite get close enough to Brian Machine. Not going to be close enough, I don't think, to get him down here. The final right-hander. No, not quite, but he's lining himself up for an attack along the start-finish. That's what his aim's going to be. And then Ginger just getting left behind a little bit at the back. Not sure that Subaru's that suited to this track. Okay through the corners, but it hasn't got that top-end speed, is it? And yeah, it's a pretty quick track, this. Lots of flat-out sections, and I just think it's a little bit too much for that particular car, but it will come good in other rounds where it's a little bit more twisty. Maybe like next week, actually. Or the next round, I should say. Might be a good one for him. We'll have to wait and see. So, let's go back to that little battle. Well, no, Prime just getting away from Rodders, isn't he? Let's have a look at the top boys. See what's happening. Well, Thomas is comfortable out there in front, isn't he? And Chan's doing a great job of just defending. He hasn't really, in truth, they haven't really had any pressure, although Jerry does appear to be catching these two now, and Paul's not that far off either in fourth. But Jerry certainly has really gained some on these two, hasn't he? There he is, look. So I think they've had it a bit comfortable, the two Aston Martins, and haven't really had any pressure from behind. But then I think they're going to start to feel it in a minute, because Jerry's going to be on them. So might be a change of tactics for the Aston Martin boys, knowing that Jerry's on them, and going into the last 7 minutes of this race. This could be a great finish, actually, if Jerry can get right onto the back of these Aston Martins by the time the checker flag comes out. We could have a good battle up top. Paul just coming off the back of Jerry now. Again, don't think that Lexus is, at least not GR4 version, is particularly quick along the fast sections. And Jerry, squiggly there, but no big deal. So he's going to keep going. The Aston Martin boys are still formation driving at the front. Chance obviously would have seen Jerry by now in his rear view. I'm sure he'd be communicating with Thomas up front, saying, look Thomas, we better get a move on again because Jerry's closing in. And while you're there, can you tow me along too? I mean, they don't look like they're under any real pressure at the moment, do they? But Jerry is certainly closing in. If anything, he might very well catch Chand here. It depends. Thomas might just pull the pin, and Chand might just let Thomas go, if that's the best way of putting it. And he's going to have to just battle with Jerry, because Jerry now, he's right on the back of Chand pretty much. There he is, look at him, right on him now. And here we go. Into 5 minutes now, last 5 minutes. And we've got a battle on. Jerry having a look, he's gone up the inside of Chand, and he's got him, you know. He's got some pace in that Genesis. Can he get him up the inside? Well, he's defending hard, is Chand, but it's not going to give it to him for sure. But he's got there. So Jerry up to second place now. Can Jerry hunt down Thomas and get himself into the lead? Now Thomas is going to have a rear view mirror full of Jerry. Chand, no, maybe a bit quicker along here at Aston Martin, looks like it, doesn't it? Chand's going to take that second place back, I think, because he's on the inside too, coming down to turn 1, and he does. Good clean driving through there again from the League One boys. Remember, this championship from League One is going to be shown on my channel, along with the League 3 BTCC Replica Championship, which starts on the 21st of November. So there'll be 2 championships running side by side, as they normally do on this channel. Jerry, look at that. Oh, and Jerry just picks up a 1 second penalty. It's not what he wanted at this stage. That was unfortunate, but he'll have time to run it off, and he shouldn't really lose that much time. He's got some sections where it's quite easy to just run that off, and he's slowly getting rid of it, but he's got to try and stick with Chand in front. I don't really want to go anywhere else, if I'm honest, guys, because going into the last 4 minutes, I'm intrigued to see what happens here. Thomas, though, is clearing off a little bit, pulled the pin a bit out in front. So, looks like Thomas has gone. Again, Jerry now, he's got rid of his penalty now. Here we go. He's got 3 minutes to see if he can get himself at least up to second place, and he's not really lost anything, has he? And he's going to get into the slip of Chand. He's going to be on him again down here, but Chand's defending on the right-hand side. So he's covering the right-hand final corner, is Chand. But can he do the switch back, Jerry? He has, he's got it. What a move. It's exactly what I thought he might do. You go out wide, switch it back, watch for that little gap to open up, and he's gone through. And what a move from Jerry, second place. Chand won't give up, he'll get into his slip now. This is a great finish, absolutely great finish. Paul still in fourth, kind of on his own now, not really battling with anyone, and Chand again down the inside like last time. It's going to get him, and again goes through at turn 1, and again, and I think he overshoots it. Chand overshoots it, allows Jerry to go through again, so that might be the chance. He's got a bit of a gap now. Behind him now is Jerry. He's got away from Chand because of that little error. So he's done that to perfection as Jerry. I'm not sure he's got enough to catch Thomas up front though, but you just never know. Only needs Thomas to make a mistake. We'll get a penalty. Jerry, providing he's clean, he'll be on him. But what a great battle. It's just a shame it didn't go on to the end, but that was a good little ding-dong between them two. Some great driving, but I think Chand's had it. I'll lose tyres now. I think he's had to let Jerry go. Chand has just dropped back now into third. There's Paul in fourth. And he's isolated on his own now, but looks like he's going to be rolling in fourth place at the end of this race. So good fourth place for him, it would seem, providing he keeps it clean for the next minute and a half. Unforgiven in fifth with a small penalty, and he's being caught by Chuck, who's also got a small penalty, or a slightly larger penalty, but both with penalties. So Chuck has got himself up to sixth place, didn't he? And now it's going to be a battle of who gets rid of that penalty quickest. I think Chuck might have actually got rid of him already, but he has got rid of it. But he does allow Unforgiven to pull away, but still that Unforgiven's got to get rid of that 0.4 of a second before he crosses that line. He knows that, of course, don't need to tell him, but Chuck will be seeing that. He's going to be on him, and here he goes. He gets rid of it now, just a little bit. He just can't get rid of it. He's got to get rid of it. Now what's he going to do here? He's going to just have to slow down, and it's going to allow Chuck to go past, and there he goes. So Chuck up to fifth place. So Chuck then, that'd be a good fifth place if he can finish there after the start he had. Be happy with that, I would imagine. Molson also gets Unforgiven, so Molson goes through to sixth. Unforgiven then drops back down to seventh as we head into the final lap now. Molson runs a bit wide again. Prime Machine, sorry, that was Unforgiven, then too fast. In eighth place, Rodders in ninth, Prime Machine in 10th, and Ginger didn't get another lap in, so Ginger comes in last. I think it was just the power of the car actually. Didn't quite work for him tonight, so that's unlucky, but he'll be back in race 2. So let's just pick up our leaders then as they come to the end of this race now. Well, he's controlled it from the start really, hasn't he, Thomas? Got himself out there with help with his teammate, and looked comfortable really, hasn't he, Thomas? So he's going to take victory here in race 1 of round 1 tonight in the GT4 category. So well done, Thomas. Nice comfortable drive. As he comes over the the finish line now. Congratulations, Thomas. First place for him. Jerry gets second. Great battle in the end from Jerry. Good second place for him. Chand third. Paul comes in fourth. Chuck. Great finish in the end for Chuck, considering what he's had to deal with in his first race. So Chuck in fifth. Molson sixth. Good result from Molson as well. Unforgiven 7th. Too Fast 8th, Rodders in 9th, and then Prime Machine coming in 10th, and Ginger 11th, as you know. That's your race 1 then, guys. Catch me again soon for races 2. Thank you.